always, it's Chewie Darso.
Hi. I am here. Most of the time.
That is the end of the list for this week. As I said last week, we are going to be doing another more intimate setting. This time it's being recorded in our marital bed.
Marital bed.
So the plan for this week was to do kind of what John and I did last week, where we're going to share movies, or what Chewie and I did back in February. And then one of the movies we wanted to see was completely fucking unavailable.
Which makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
I mean,
very frustrating.
Johnny Dangerously.
Yeah. I mean,
it might not have been a huge movie, but it still stars Michael Keaton and directed by
Amy Heckerling. Like, it's legit people involved, so it was kind of unfortunate.
Danny DeVito's in it.
Yeah, like, it's a solid cast. I've never seen it. Chewie has, so that's how that was going to go, and it's unfortunate, but instead of like coming up with some bullshit backup, we decided just to review the one movie, which is A Fish Called Wanda. But since this is just going to be a normal review, we'll do even a little of our traditions, and we'll do a Where Have You Been Doing? Do you have anything you would like to say for Where Have You Been Doing?
All right, well, since I haven't really watched too many movies or TV shows or really much of anything lately, I did watch a trailer at work for Midsommar. Somar. From Ari Aster. Person who did Hereditary.
Mm-hmm.
I did not see Hereditary because I wasn't on that episode for the podcast. But I wanted to. And the new trailer for Midsommar looks very unnerving. It has the feeling of kind of what we all thought Wicker Man was going to be, where it actually looks scary.
You mean the Nicolas Cage Wicker Man?
Yeah.
No.
It looks really similar, except this time.
It does.
Except this time it has men and women in it. Which, from what I understand, is what the original Wicker Man was like, too. Where it wasn't more of a colony of women.
I honestly don't remember. It's been so long since I've seen it.
But, there is one moment at the end of the movie where all you hear is a lot of moaning. Or not the end of the movie, end of the trailer. A lot of moaning, and a girl looking through a peephole. Not peephole, like, the keyhole, whatever.
Sure.
But I've never understood how anyone can see through a keyhole, honestly.
Old-fashioned keyholes.
Sure.
You can see through them.
And she's just staring through the keyhole, and you're just hearing all this moaning, and I'm like, oh, so is it sex or is it murder? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's sex. I hear there's a shit ton of sex in it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go instead of...
Should I stop touching this?
Yeah. I'll go instead of a trailer. Let's see... Which one would I rather talk about? I've been rewatching all of Game of Thrones. I'll say that. I was going to talk about Detroit Become Human, or I was going to talk about the movie Us. I don't know how much I can say about either one of those that hasn't been talked about at nausea. So Game of Thrones. I don't think anyone's really ever talked about Game of Thrones, right?
No.
Not a big following for that one. Yeah. I can say the rewatch has been good. I've enjoyed it. I liked the first 3 seasons less than I remembered, and I've liked the later seasons more than I remembered, but I still haven't gotten to season 7 yet, which I famously just did not like, which I know people think I'm out of my mind for, but I like storytelling, and season 7 is all about payoff and not story, which is fine. I get it. They've earned it, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that it's something I want to watch now. But it is a good show. I can't deny that. It's fantastic. It's great. I bought the t-shirt. The one.
Yes. The one shirt to rule them all for Game of Thrones.
Yeah. But it's good. It's been a lot of fun rewatching it. I've just been plowing through it like really fast. I think I watched 5 episodes today. And by watched I mean had on the background when I was doing stuff. But whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think we should start talking about the movie.
Fish Called Wanda?
A Fish Called Wanda. I chose this one, and I was picking it because I was trying to think of a movie that I knew Chewie hadn't seen that I knew she would like. Because last time I went for, you might like this. You like the people involved. I know that much, but beyond that, I'm not sure if you'll like it. And she didn't.
It was fine.
You pronounced it was fucking amazing incorrectly. because it was. But this one, you can't miss. Like, I don't think I've ever met anybody who went, Fish Called Wanda. No. I've met plenty of people that haven't seen it. But I don't know really a lot of people who wouldn't like it. I'm sure Emily, co-host, probably wouldn't like it because she doesn't like movies where dogs get hurt. There's a lot of dogs that get hurt in this
there's
movie.
a lot of dog murder.
But it's funny and it's cartoony,
it is really
and
funny.
Way over the top.
And for the way the dogs get murdered, there's really no blood.
No,
there should be. There should be splatters of blood.
But I'll do a 30-second breakdown today. How do you like that?
You will?
Yeah.
I didn't even know we were gonna do it on this.
You know what? Since we're only doing the one movie, I figure we might as well. We're not gonna do it on camera because you don't need to see our marital bed.
Just the mess.
Or just the mess. No. And I didn't think that I was going to do a 30-second breakdown until right this very moment. So this is going to be horrible. But you can count me off. Let me know when I need to go. Good
Start.
Jesus. So this is a movie about a jewelry heist that happens successfully. And then after it happens, they hide the jewels. And nobody really knows where except for George, who gets double-crossed and sent to jail. After he's sent to jail, Jamie Lee Curtis and Otto, how am I forgetting his actual name because he's so goddamn famous? Kevin Kline?
Kevin Kline, yeah.
Kevin Kline. My God, I have 5 seconds left. They don't.
Sex.
Boobs.
Betrayal.
That was...
Dismiss.
You really caught me off with just the go. And I apologize for that horrific breakdown. It happened, though. So now you know everything that happens in A Fish Called Wanda.
Yeah.
At least the first 5 minutes.
You were getting too detailed. There's no way you were going to make it.
I would have made it work.
No, you wouldn't.
We'll start with your opinion on it. What'd you think?
Well, this movie has been talked up to me for years. It was talked up to me when I was in, I don't think high school, but definitely in college. People would give me crap that I saw Fierce Creatures in the theater, but I haven't seen Fish Called Wanda.
It came out way later, but...
Yeah, well, this was like 88, 87? Yeah. So I
so
was a whole of 5 when this movie came out, and it's not appropriate for a 5-year-old, let alone a type of movie my parents would ever take me to.
Right. I think the main reason you get crap for it, though, is because you like Monty Python.
I do like Monty Python a lot.
This is written and partially directed by John Cleese. Like, he's not in the credits. He's uncredited director on this.
So, as far as my opinion is, there's a really big lack of A Fish Called Wanda in it. Like, I really thought, I just, in my mind, assumed that there was something really valuable about the fish. Like, that's just what I thought was getting stolen. I had no idea it was about diamonds.
Yeah, it's mostly about where are the diamonds.
Yeah,
and watch us all double cross each other to find the diamonds.
I really was under the impression that the fish was a bigger part of it.
No. You have to remember, Jamie Lee Curtis' name is Wanda as well.
But she's not. She never gets wet.
She's a catch.
Is that really?
I'm making this up, but that's what I've always assumed.
Is she a catch?
She's hot.
I mean, yeah, she's hot, but her qualifications for a lover are really
amazing. She looks like she'd be great in bed.
She's picky. She's picky and fickle.
As long as you can fake a Italian or Russian accent, you're good.
Ugh. And if only every woman or any woman was as easily turned on as that. Like, if you start...
every podcast I do on this microphone, I leave my damn phone on. Sorry, continue.
But seriously, if, like, you could get turned on, like, writhing around on the floor, gyrating on a rope because someone's speaking Russian... Yeah,
she creams your pants real fast.
It's just like, woof, man.
I also like that John Cleese can actually speak Russian, whereas Kevin Kline just Italian words.
Yeah.
Mozzarella.
I really enjoy it when he just goes through the different types of noodles.
Yeah, noodles, cheeses.
Cheeses. I mean, this is a very amusing movie. There's no lie about that. I enjoyed it. I was just confused for a large part of it because I'm like, okay, when's the fish gonna get more important? And it just never got there until eventually it gets eaten, and then you just feel bad.
Yeah, Wanda does get eaten. But then Ken does try to kill Otto, which is good. Ken is Michael Palin. I haven't really mentioned him yet. He doesn't have a lot to do with the plot. He just kind of hangs around in the sides. He's
the henchman.
Yeah.
Henchman.
He does a great job.
The delightful doofus.
He's not a doofus, he just has a stutter. He's actually very capable of being a thief, not a good murderer. He's kind of a terrible murderer.
No, he tries to be too subtle.
Yeah, and just ends up killing a shitload of dogs.
Killing all the dogs. I mean, they didn't seem like very good dogs. No, they seemed like little shits.
Yeah, they're yappy little Yorkies.
And
there were only two perfect Yorkies in the world, and they were both mine.
But they also bit him, and they were yapping at everyone, and their owner was awful.
Yeah. So. It's just so sad, because they really established Michael Palin as such an animal lover, and then he just keeps killing dogs. Poor guy.
He really should have done just a run-by stabbing or something.
Yeah, anything would have been better. Like, he even had the sniper rifle. Shoot the woman, not the piano.
I mean, the world this movie establishes, it's actually quite easy to be a criminal.
Oh, yeah.
Because they just go around England screaming about what they're doing. They are not quiet in any regard. Even when George is talking to Ken in the jail, like in the area where you get to fraternize, and Ken tells him, I managed to kill the old lady. And George just starts screaming in excitement. And there's no subtlety to this. And how would anyone not be like, they murdered that woman?
Yeah, I mean, this one really, you can tell that they just kind of went like, yeah, it's the real-ish world. Like, it's just, it's real enough to where we can have fun in it. And it's moving a little bit beyond just that. I feel like it's a movie that we just don't really get anymore.
No.
Like, these R-rated comedies, like, they're just not really a thing. Like, an R-rated comedy, I feel nowadays has to either have a shit ton of nudity, ton of drugs. Like, there's something like that.
And they want to take it more seriously. It's more like the Ocean's movies.
Yeah.
Where they're slick and cool and witty and blah.
This has none of that.
None of that, no.
The only person who's slick is Jamie Lee Curtis, and she's pretty good. Yeah. She's not great by any stretch of the imagination.
No, because she's too easily seduced.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, she's not the best at her job, but she does good. But the major point of it, though, is that she is great in the movie. Like, she plays the character.
Oh, my God.
Fantastic.
And I can understand why all the men are infatuated with her.
Oh, yeah. Jamie Lee Curtis in the 80s. She was great.
Yeah.
But it's not just beyond that. It's like Jamie Lee Curtis, the way she plays the character, she gets exactly what every guy wants and just plays that card, like, every time. So she has, like, the say, for example, with John Cleese, who ends up actually being her main love interest, I guess. I mean, according to the crawl at the end,
she ends up with him.
They have 14 kids. So they're 14 or 17. There's a lot.
I forgot what the other thing they did was.
Yeah, they did a lot though. Yeah. But she knew that he'd like the innocent schoolgirl type, like, and she plays that card, and it works like a charm. Like, everything she does works. So she is capable. She's just not the best. She's just the best of that crew.
Yeah. She's the best deceiver.
Yeah. Otto is... God, I don't even know where to start with Otto. Kevin Kline won an Academy Award for this.
Yeah.
And very well earned.
Kevin Kline in this movie, for, to quote a film industry thing, is the superstar PA. They come on set and immediately they're like, I'm number one. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go from being a set PA to a producer in a year, and you're all going to work for me. And it's just like, whoa, cool it down, bro. Just get some coffee. Yeah. Like, Otto is, like, revved up the entire time.
Otto is the perfect depiction of an American criminal in the 80s. Like, just that, like, I'm here, I'm loud, I'm in charge, listen to me.
You're all pompous, I'm perfect.
You're an idiot, don't call me stupid.
Don't call me stupid. Well, but I freaking love that line. Yeah, you can read, I guess I forgot the quote.
Like, they were talking about Nietzsche.
Well, she just starts talking about philosophers, and she's like, yes, you can read philosophy, but that doesn't mean you understand it.
It was she calls him an ape, and he goes, do apes read philosophy? And she goes, they do. They just don't understand it.
Yeah. And we've had lots of people like that in our lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of them are in the government right now.
They read a book, and suddenly they're an expert.
Yeah. But the thing with this one is, and I think the main reason why I picked this movie, why I always remember this movie, why I always love this movie, I mean, say what you go about Jamie Lee Curtis, John Cleese, Michael Palin, but it always comes down to Kevin Kline. Like, I love Kevin Kline in pretty much everything. Like, he's the main reason why, even though I don't find Bob's Burgers nearly as funny as I did before, I'll still watch it for whenever he shows up, because he's so good in it. But this is, in my opinion, my favorite Kevin Kline role. Like, it's tough for me to think of something better. And it always just comes down to, yeah, I mean, those roles might be better. You know, you can go, I don't even know where to go. Like, In and Out, he's great in In and Out. He works great with Frank Oz. But
I haven't seen enough movies of his, I don't feel like.
Okay.
I know I've seen other movies with him in it, but I'm drawing a blank.
But none of those movies will he ever go, oh no, Ken's coming to kill me. Like, as soon as he learns that Ken has a stutter, he is just brutal.
Yeah.
And it's the whole movie. Whenever Ken's in the room, he's just brutal, but it's so funny.
It's just classic domineering tendencies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I have something on this person.
Yeah.
I'm going to use it to establish myself as the alpha male in this situation the entire time I'm around you.
And even when he doesn't, he just thinks of new things. Like, all right, I can't make fun of him for the stutter right now. I'll say I'm gay and I want to make out with him.
Yeah, just make him uncomfortable.
I love you. You're so handsome. You're beautiful. Will you at least think about it? Like,
I love watching you walk away.
Good luck killing that woman.
Oh my god. Another example of, like, it's amazing in this world. You can just yell your intentions to break the law and you're fine.
And I love that they have a bet over whether or not Michael Palin will kill her, and the bet is £1.
£1. I mean, it's the principle of it.
Yeah, and even like, and Michael Palin's so proud of when that woman died. You owe me £1. He's so proud of. No, you didn't. £1.
Technically, he didn't kill her. Her heart killed her.
That's true.
But he did cause her heart to go bonkers. It's amazing that it took all 3 dogs for her to actually have a heart attack.
I mean, he really played the long game.
Yeah, he did.
But this movie doesn't exist without John Cleese. He wrote it, kind of directed it, and starred in it. So what do you think of John Cleese in this one?
Surprisingly nice, but...
Sure.
Not bad.
Not where I thought you'd go with it, but okay.
But I was surprised. But again, it was the 80s. He was younger than he is now.
Weren't we all?
Yeah.
I was too.
I mean, Cleese is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I've ever seen Cleese in something I didn't enjoy.
He's usually... I think it's strange, specifically in this movie, because usually, at least in my opinion, not counting Monty Python, he's the highlight of everything he's in. If John Cleese is in something, he's my favorite thing in it. And this is the only time where I can think he's not. And I don't mean that in a bad way. He's great. Mm-hmm. It's just you can't beat Kevin Kline. He just steals the whole movie. He steamrolls the whole thing.
Even like the sequence when Kevin Kline goes to his house and he's trying to start apologizing to him.
Oh my god.
And John Cleese is just trying to run away. You don't need to. It's fine. I ended it. Okay. Thanks. All right. Leave me alone. And then he points a gun at his face. Just shut up. Just shut up. I'm apologizing. Let me apologize. I'm sorry.
But the thing he's sorry for is that he catches him in bed with Jamie Lee Curtis, who said she had to go to bed with him to try to find out the location of the jewels, and he calls him stupid, so he hangs him out a window by his ankles. Like, that's what he had to...
And the composure of that apology from John Cleese while hanging upside down. And I know for a fact that John Cleese is incredibly afraid of heights.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just like, how did they shoot that? Like, in that camera angle that we see of the wide, it really looks like that they're there, but they must have done like a double exposure or something.
Maybe, I don't know. They had to have done something. I mean, I don't think a double exposure would have, I mean, they are professionals, but that would have been amazing to come out that way.
Like a still of the building shot, and then they have the matching brick or whatnot in a studio where he's just, I don't know.
I don't know how they did it. I mean, maybe he just dealt with it. maybe he's older now and was able to overcome his fears.
I guess I'd have to ask him someday.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't even stand on the top of a tower to do the Monty Python scene. No, so who knows?
He was 3 feet off the ground when he said, "Your mother is a hamster."
Yeah. Beyond all that, though, like you said that it's just an enjoyable movie, which it is. Why do you think that we kind of don't get these sorts of things anymore? Because like this movie still holds up. Like you never saw it before, and I mean, sure you've had some of the things ruined for you. I mean, maybe over time. Like,
no, really,
not even like the asshole. Nope. Whenever he tears off on the wrong side of the road. If anyone
had quoted that to me, I didn't know what they were doing.
Oh, okay. But it is interesting that this sort of comedy has died. Like I feel like it died somewhere in the 90s.
Well, it
maybe.
requires. It's one of the things with film right now. It requires patience.
Yeah.
Because the heist happens right away. The heist is okay. It's not the hallmark of the movie. So no. I liked the way they shot it. They did make it exciting. Really quick, yeah, but there's no bloodshed. There's no like extreme stunts really.
Hanging John Cleese out of a window.
And you never actually see her get naked. It's a pretty straight-laced movie.
Yeah.
The thing that makes it amusing is the dialogue and the performances. And that requires more attention than a lot of viewers these days want to give.
Yeah, that could be. Because it's kind of interesting, because I can't think of anyone I know, other than, I keep going back to Emily, who I can show this movie
anyone
to.
Who doesn't like gratuitous... I mean, I don't like the scene in Vacation when they realized that they had tied their dog to their car and dragged it till it was dead.
Yeah.
Like you don't really laugh at that sort of stuff anymore.
No, I laugh in this one because it's so over the top.
Yeah.
Like, because when they drop the thing on the dog, it's not just like, oh, there's a dead dog. It's a pancake. Like, it is a flattened out cutout of a dog. Like, it's like, okay, it's Looney Tunes. I can deal with Looney Tunes. But yeah, I think she's my only friend who would actually go, no. I don't think I have any other friends who are like, that'd be a deal breaker for the movie. I'm not even sure if it would be for Emily, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know. We'd have to ask Emily.
Yeah. But beyond that, I can't think of anyone who wouldn't find this movie enjoyable. Because, yes, it's rated R, but there's no nudity. There's no violence beyond the dogs. It's just swears. They say fuck a lot.
Yeah, it's not even a big deal. It's a very straight-laced movie.
Yeah. But it's just funny. Like, it's exactly what you said. It's the dialogue, it's the characters, it's definitely the chemistry of the cast. Like, they all work together so well.
Yeah. They made a second movie together. Like, they all had an immense amount of chemistry, and they probably loved working with each other.
Oh, yeah. They're just very funny people.
Yeah.
It's kind of too bad we don't get movies like this anymore, because when they do come around, it's usually by like titans of film who haven't worked a lot. Like the last time I can remember getting anything like this would be Death at a Funeral, and even that one's a little bit more zany.
Yeah,
but it's the same sort of thing. It's just chemistry and dialogue, but we don't really get it in America very often.
Poop humor in that movie? I think there was.
I don't remember.
I mean, there's drugs.
The drugs, yeah. But that was also Frank Oz. Like it's the same sort of thing, like that sort of caliber of director and patience. Yeah. I'd love to see more like this. I'd love to I think they're great. Like I think the upcoming remake of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels looks like it could be this. It looks like they're going way more slapsticky.
Yeah, but they're definitely going more slapsticky with a lot of stunts.
Yeah.
It's a hard get these days because everyone's always like, what are the special effects like? What's the action like? Well, is it sexy? Not. You tell someone, well, it's all about the dialogue and the jokes. What movie do you describe like that anymore? And when you describe that to a person, do they get excited about it?
No,
It's witty. It's really witty writing.
Yeah, that doesn't really... It does a lot on TV. It does not do much for movies.
No. Yeah, I mean, that's why a lot of people even say these days TV's more relevant than movies a lot of the time.
Yeah. It's kind of too bad, but we still have this one out there. This one's still very available, and if you haven't seen it, and we didn't just ruin everything for you, you should definitely watch it. It's
the only thing I really spoiled is some lines and the fact that the fish isn't very important.
Well, speaking of lines, do you remember a favorite quote? I've already said mine. I'll say it again though. Or was yours just good? I know the part that made you laugh the hardest
was the ape thing.
It was either the ape thing or it was when the look on John Cleese's face when Otto walks through the door, when he thought he was about to get it on with Jamie Lee and his wife shows up, and then Otto walks through the door and he's like, what is happening?
That was amazing. Actually, the part when John Cleese and Jamie Lee are about to actually have sex, and then Otto just leans right into them in bed. Don't call me stupid! I'm like, wow, that would be shocking.
Oh, he's so good. Mine is, it will always be, Ken's coming to kill me!
And then he almost does. You got lucky that was some fresh-ass cement.
Yeah, or he would be dead.
Yeah.
And then he fell off a plane, so he's probably dead.
How did he get on the plane?
Don't worry about it.
He'd already taken off. It is a Looney Tunes world.
It's a Looney Tunes world. So let's do a review system, and it's going to be movies that make you laugh with dialogue only.
You go first.
Mine's cheating. I can go first, though. Because there are a lot of zany antics in this movie, but the reason why it's funny is the dialogue. Because we all know it. We all quote it. We've all seen it. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. It might not be as funny as that, but for me, I think it is. It's not as funny or as iconic, but it'd be a great pairing.
I mean, wait, which one is not as iconic?
Fish Called Wanda.
Okay. I was like, I thought you were saying the Holy Grail is not as iconic. I'm like, wait, what?
No, other way around. But I would say, like, if you liked Holy Grail, there's no way you don't like this.
I'll go for something more recent that we still quote to each other, and whenever we get a person to watch it, because they don't understand how good it is out the gate. The Other Guys.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh my god.
There's way more action and stunts in that one.
Oh, there is.
But the dialogue
is fucking fantastic.
I'm a peacock, baby. I gotta fly.
And if you can watch the extended edition where they have all the things of Mark Wahlberg and all the things that he learned to do as a kid to make fun of the other kids, like when they go to the art exhibit and he actually like does an amazing deduction of an art piece and he's only doing it to be sarcastic asshole.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's amazing.
The desk pop.
Yeah.
Oh, I had my first desk pop. That's not a thing. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, so that brings today's episode to a close. I know it was a short one. It was just a little shallow dive into this one, but it was fun. I liked it. I love this movie. I like talking about it.
It's a very enjoyable movie.
Yeah. So next week, we are finally getting back to those 2 episodes that we were going to record forever ago, and we're going to be doing Your Name, which is an anime from 2 years ago. J.J. Abrams currently owns the rights to it. We'll see if he's going to make a live action. I kind of hope he doesn't, but I'd be interested to see what happens if he does. And then after that, we're diving into the Spider-Verse with Into the Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse. Bus.
And then after that, we are taking a break. I need a vacation.
Yeah, just you.
Chewie also would enjoy a vacation. As well with the all the other co-hosts who also have all their other podcasts going on. So we're going to take this as a little downtime from After the Hype to get other shows up and going a little bit and to take some much needed and, in my opinion, much earned time off. And we're going to be gone for, I want to say, 5 weeks, but I'd have to look at the calendar again. But it's a little bit longer than our normal break, which is a month. I will have some episodes prepped, so you will have some ATH. It's just going to be some old reruns, if you will. Ones this time I'm going back to my favorites, so it's going to be my favorite movies that we've covered. Those are the ones that are going to be coming back. So I can almost guarantee episode 100 will be coming back around again this time, because that was Terminator 2, which is the best movie ever made. So how would that not be there? So with that, I will say bye.